Good morning, traders. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thursday, baby. I love Thursdays. Not really. Thursdays suck. Thursdays suck because we're so close to the weekend. We got a whopping 2 days of not being here, having fun, trading with the best team in the best community in the world. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about you guys. Mexoids, Raid, Tom, Trader Girl Beth, Casey, Sam, Rob, Cole. Yeah, you make it the best. So yeah, once again, ladies and gentlemen, inside of chat, good morning and happy Thursday. Everybody over on YouTube, good morning and happy Thursday on YouTube. Where are you guys tuning in from? We got Ed, Joel, Ruben, Mike, Ed, Angel. Good morning. Once again for the third freaking time, Josh. Happy Thursday. It's August 26th, 8:52 in the morning. We got quite a few things to talk about today, team. We got a lot to talk about, but not a lot of opportunity, right? So it's not like we have a lot to talk about with some killer opportunity. We just have a lot to talk about to review what's moving, what's worth watching, what's not worth watching, and once again, seeing the same kind of consistency and flow we've been seeing with penny stocks the last couple weeks, guys, right? Good setups failing. Just point blank period. A lot of good setups not working out. Failing. And then we just see a lot of, random plays getting some quick pops to the upside and then not really doing too much, right? Like TKAT yesterday. TKAT ripped to the upside, pulled back. We caught the pullback, ripped. After that, really didn't provide any more opportunity. A lot of the other plays that we had yesterday that were actually moving that day, not prior momentum, right? But other stocks, a lot of those plays just really didn't do too much, right? Like ADTX. I mean, out of the gate, ADTX ripped up to our target of at 395, but then it didn't do anything. It just didn't do anything. It faded and fell all the way back down towards around 280. So with that being said, guys, we're not seeing a lot of clean plays, right? Not a lot of like go-to 80-20 setups that I would ideally be taking on the small account. That's why I haven't been really too much trading the small account lately, right? I've just kind of been sitting on the sidelines watching. In my opinion, this is a great market to scalp, large size in and out, catch those quick plays, because I personally, right, this is just me, I personally don't trust penny stocks enough to buy and hold and scale, because the last couple weeks, buying, holding, scaling, I'm just getting stopped out on my runners left and right, left and right, left and right, right? And then the one stock that I don't buy, hold, and scale out of, it rips to the upside. So it's very hit or miss. I don't think there's a lot of consistency with penny stocks. And that's just my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. But I'm optimistic. I'm fired up. Today's a brand new day full of brand new opportunities and brand new profits, regardless of what happened yesterday, last week, last month. Doesn't matter. Today's a brand new day in the stock market. Anything can happen. So I'm fired up. I'm motivated. Right? I'm ready to go. Trying to identify that best of the best opportunity to rock and roll, to make some good profits, guys. All right? So fingers crossed that today's not another choppy, just wild, inconsistent day in penny stock land. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and start here. Let's talk about yesterday's top gainers, because we've been seeing a lot of prior day movers rip and run. right? A lot of stocks that are moving in pre-market fresh for the day with good news. We're seeing a lot of those stocks pop and drop, and then they pick up in the following days. So a lot of our big movers have been prior day runners, like RGC, right? Yesterday, one of yesterday's top gainers yesterday was RGC, up 200% on the day, right? This had no fresh news yesterday, right? This was just a prior play that traders were looking at. It got some action in pre-market. It pulled back. It held above Friday's spiking high, and it just ripped to the upside, right? So I want to start with prior day movers, focus there, identify where the best of the best opportunity is, then go ahead and dive into what we have moving today, getting you guys prepared, and then walking you guys through my intraday options watch list as far as stocks I'm watching for options, and then hopefully we have some time to look at some of your guys' tickers as well, okay? So we're going to start with VVOS, right? VVOS has been moving the last couple of days, right? VVOS moved a little bit yesterday, the day before, but it was a big mover on Monday, right? And again, quick pop, rug pull, dump. Quick pop, rug pull, dump. So right now, if we really look at VVOS, yes, it's been moving over the last couple of days, but it's been very choppy. It hasn't been very consistent. The only reason I want to keep this on watch is because we are back above that $5 level of natural support, right? So it was resistance, now it's support. So I just want to keep this on watch to see if it stays above 5 and see if it starts re-breaking some of these other resistance levels that were set Monday and Tuesday. So right around 537 is one of those levels. If we can get back above, we have room back to 575, 625, and who knows, maybe this stock rips all the way back up to 7. But again, it's not a super hot stock that I really want to put too much focus on. I just want to leave it on the back burner to see if it does start moving off of a possible big double bottom, right? Bouncing at $5 on Tuesday, bouncing off $5 again yesterday, slightly gapping up just a little bit here in pre-market, right? From 509 to 535, a slight gap up with a little bit of volume, nothing crazy. So it's something that I don't really want to focus on too hard right out of the gate, but I do want it on the back burner just to see if we see some hype return and see this stock start to grind back to the upside. So right now, $5 support on VVOS. If we start seeing this break back above like 550 to 560, that's where I expect to see a good amount of volume return for that leg back up to like maybe 624 and then back up towards around, I would even bring you down a little bit lower and say like 680. Let's go like 685, right? Not quite to the highs at 709, not 7, but right here where the other spiking high was on Monday, right around 685. All right. So again, a little bit of a back burner play. SPRT, right? SPRT's been on everybody's watch over the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, right? SPRT still has a pretty high short float percentage, right? So that's what's really circulating around SPRT is the fact that it's heavily shorted. So a lot of traders are trading some of these heavy shorted stocks, right? Like AMC starting to pop on up, right? GameStop popping up, BlackBerry, KOSS, some of these other stocks that we posted about yesterday, the top stocks that have the highest short float percentage, those are starting to see a little bit of action. And SPRT is circulating that, that rumor, that news of like, hey, it's heavily shorted. This is the next short squeeze play. And so that's why SPRT has been moving over the past, few weeks and doing really well this week as well. Again, this week we started as low as $9, ran all the way up towards around 15. We are consistently building higher lows since Tuesday, right? Tuesday, we had a nice pop. We pulled back to 11, right? Nice uptrend. Higher lows, slightly higher high. Higher lows, right? With flat resistance. We can see that we have flat resistance right around $15, building these higher lows. It's sloppy, it's not clean, but it's meeting the criteria of a possible ascending triangle breakout on SPRT. So again, we have flat 15 resistance. We have these higher lows. As long as it continues to build the higher lows, we definitely have a lot of great opportunity to break over 15 to run up to those all-time highs on SPRT at 1684. So breaking over 15, we have a lot of room to 1684. Breaking over those 1684 all-time highs, we have a lot of room up towards around $20. So SPRT is definitely a stock I want to keep on high watch today. There's no fresh news, right? There's been a lot of, little press releases here and there, call sweep, call sweep, call sweep, right? Yesterday we had an October 15th, $22 call sweep. Yesterday we had a September 17th, $15 sweep. And then yesterday as well, we had a lot of $10 and $18 sweeps, right? So we've had a lot of call sweeps come in. The circulation, what people are talking about is, it's heavily shorted, could be the next big time ripper and runner. So that's why traders are still looking at SPRT, and it's holding up well, right? We have these nice consistent higher lows right with that $15 flat resistance. Definitely looking like we could break out over 15 and run up towards around 1684 and possibly even 20 bucks here on SPRT. So I do want to keep this one on high watch right out of the gate. TKAT, right? TKAT was a big time mover yesterday from around $7, ripping and running all the way to 1273 there on TKAT. I like it. I think we could definitely see another leg up. I just don't know if that's going to be right out of the gate today. I see room to pull back to 934 off that first pullback level from yesterday. So I don't expect to see it open and then just rip and scream. Now, again, the market's the market. Anything can happen. But looking at where our support levels are at, I think we see it pull back a little bit first, maybe back down into that 934. If it cracks below 934, back into Tuesday's highs of resistance, 875, before we see some market structure set in. We actually see, okay, this is the level that traders are buying the dip, right? That's a bounce play opportunity, and then possibly see it start grinding back on up. So again, I expect to see it pull back a little bit today into one of those key levels of support before seeing some volume return, seeing some hype return, and getting that next leg up. Now, how high could it go, right? TKAT, if it pulls back, it sets up, we're long. Where could we expect to see TKAT go? Well, back up towards around 11 to 1117, right there in that 11 to 1117 window. Then up towards around 12, then up towards around 1250 to 1273, yesterday's highs. And then we have room up towards around 1448 on TKAT, right? So again, those are the levels I'm looking at on TKAT. Back down towards around 875 or 934. If it sets up when we're long, we have room to 1117, 1196, 1250 to 1273, right around yesterday's highs, and then up towards around 1448 on TKAT. RGC is definitely a stock we should be watching as well, right? RGC is just a stock that's been ripping and running crazy over the past few days, right? Friday, it got some nice action. Monday, Tuesday, consolidated, a little bit of a mid-candle formation, and then Wednesday, boom. Yesterday, big time break, big time rip to the upside. There's still a lot of hype around this play. There's still a lot of traders watching RGC, so we want to be watching this one as well, all right? We have room back up towards around 50 bucks. Breaking over 50, we could definitely retest yesterday's highs of 59. Anything over 59, the sky's the limit, right? We play this every $5, so we could see a break over 60, the 65, 70, 75, 80, so on and so forth. Again, the sky is the limit here on RGC. Right now, I had good support drawn up off yesterday's highs and right around that post-market low, right around 40 bucks. So in a perfect world, I would love to see RGC trading above 40 bucks. Now, we do have pre-market lows that could definitely hold up as support as well, which is back down towards around 35. Cracking below 35, I expect to see the stock fade and fall all the way back down towards around 27 bucks. So right now, I really want to see RGC at the lowest today, staying above 35. Ideally, in a perfect world, in a perfect setting, staying above 40. And if we can do that, I definitely think we have opportunity to re-break 45 for the run up to 50, and even that run up towards 59, yesterday's highs here on RGC. Now, out of those stocks that we just talked about, RGC is probably the one stock that I'm going to be focused on the most out of the gate, as this is where I think a lot of traders are still at, right? It's a big time mover. This stock yesterday went from 20 to 59. It ripped and ran big. It didn't completely dump. It didn't give everything back and just go nasty red. It held up its gains relatively well yesterday, right? We had a decent close on RGC. RGC, again, yesterday closed up over 200%. So I do want to keep RGC on high watch around those levels, see if we can get a setup, see if we can make some good profits there on RGC. All right. Yesterday's mover as well was ADTX. I'm watching ADTX over 280, right? So nice big run up towards around 4, pulling back and bouncing last night around 280, pushing above 280, back up towards around 350, and slowly pulling back to 380. As long as ADTX holds above that 380 level, I think we could see it back up towards around 4 and maybe even 450 and then $5. here on ADTX. So again, it's just, I'm observing this. I'm not actively ready to trade it, right? I'm just watching this stock to see if it does hold above 280. And if so, I think we could see that next leg up back to those pre-market highs right around 350, 395, yesterday's highs, breaking over $4. We have room to 450, 5, and then 527 here on ADTX. And these are all yesterday's movers, right? And then we have VRPX, right? VRPX, possibly a nice little cup and handle formation. I did not expect to see it break 18 yesterday. So I said, don't look to chase this for the break, right? It just doesn't look like it has that volume, it has that momentum behind it to get a big a big U-shape breakout over 18. And again, we didn't get the break over 18. We actually pulled back. We're building slightly higher lows. We just don't have a lot of volume on VRPX. But if we can see some hype and volume return to VRPX, I do think we can see the break over 18 today for the run up to 20. Yeah, we have $2 of upside potential here on VRPX in towards around that $20 level of resistance. Breaking over $20, I do think we could see it up towards around $22 next. Actually, I would bring that down just a little bit lower, and I would say you would have some room up towards around 2161, which was the low point on the 18th of August, right? So again, we have room up to the spiking high from the 20th, right around $20. Breaking over 20, we could definitely see this up towards around 2162. So all of those stocks are stocks that I'm watching, right? I'm watching VVOS. Not too crazy about VVOS, but I'm observing this one. SPRT, I'm definitely watching SPRT out of the gate. TKAT, another back burner stock that I'm just observing, looking to see if it holds up above one of those levels. RGC, definitely a hot stock that I'm watching right out of the gate. ADTX, another one of those plays that I'm just observing, looking to see if we hold above some of those levels. And then VRPX is another stock that I'm watching right out of the gate for that possible break over 1816 for the leg up to 20, and then for that leg up to 2161. So those are all of our prior days, movers. Stocks that have been moving in the past. No fresh news today, but stocks that have been moving consistently over the past couple of days or couple of weeks. All right, so let's dive into our intraday watch list. Stocks that are moving fresh today and talk about why they are moving. The number one stock that I see all of you guys talking about is Ride. Ride it, ride it, don't know the words, so I'm just gonna hum. Anyway, so RIDE, right? So we got RIDE ripping to the upside a little bit, right? So we have RIDE from around 551, spiking all the way up towards around 676. RIDE is a larger float play though, right? It's a larger float. Nothing too crazy. It's not like ZOM at almost 900 million in float. It's a large float play, but it's not stupidly large like ZOM, right? It's 100 million in float. On average, we do trade about 11 million shares on RIDE, and so far today in pre-market, we're trading 5 million shares, but this stock just started to really get some action, and a lot of that volume moving in right around 8 o'clock. Why is that? Well, we actually had some news drop here on RIDE, so let's go look at RIDE and grab that press release real quick. I don't think it was good news, but it was a press release. So here we go. Press release. Lordstown Motors appoints Daniel A. as Chief Executive Officer. I can't talk today, guys. I'm out of it. And I slept like a baby, too. RIDE, Lordstown Motors, appoints Daniel A. cannot pronounce the last name as their new CEO on RIDE. So, I don't know who that is. I'm not going to lie. Maybe this Daniel guy is like the shit. Maybe Daniel is like the guy. And now they're appointing him as the CEO. Holy crap, this company is going to do really, really well. I don't know who that guy is, right? So I have no idea. But again, we've seen, stocks jump and scream just because companies appoint new CEOs, and these CEOs are like, so again, that could be it. So if anybody has an opportunity to go check, let's see. But again, that's the news, is they're appointing a new CEO, okay? And then, here we go. Lordstown Motors names former Icahn executive. Have you ever guys heard the name Carl Icahn? Right? Remember in our hot stocks to watch, not hot stocks, but hot press releases, Carl Icahn, right? Anything in regards to Carl Icahn usually pops. You know, anything that has to do with Carl Icahn is a hot keyword to look for in press releases. And right here we can see that he was a former Icahn executive. So that right there is probably why the stock's ripping and running, right? That to me seems why it is, right? Because anything that has to do with Carl Icahn. And again, if we look at our hot keywords to look for in press releases, anything that has to do with Carl Icahn, that's a 4-star keyword. That's a hot press release. Those stocks rip and run. Like last year with CLDR, Cloudera, right? Whenever they brought Carl Icahn on, right? I remember seeing that, and this stock started screaming to the upside, right? And this stock's done really, really well after bringing Carl Icahn onto their team, right? So again, I remember this from late 2019, right? When they brought Carl Icahn on to the board of directors, and this stock started doing really, really well, basically taking this company in a new direction to really, revamp it. So now that we're seeing similar news on RIDE, so RIDE definitely does have a credible press release behind it, right? Definitely has a good looking press release behind RIDE. So with that being said, I like it even better now. So again, RIDE is a larger float play. It's a 100 million in float stock, trading 5 million shares. Let's go ahead and dive into the technicals real quick and see where this play could go. So right now, the first level that I'm seeing is right there around 671, and we're testing it right now, trying to break above. If we can, we have room up towards around 793. So about $1 room to the upside, puts you right into the 50 SMA as well. And then up towards around 883. I'm actually going to say 875 because with these penny stocks or these low price stocks, 875 is just that, that resistance level right around 875. So I'm going to bring that down towards around 875. And then over 875, we could possibly see it up towards around $10. But our first target, breaking over 671, is going to be up towards around $8 and then 875. Breaking over 875, we could see it up towards around $10. All right. So we know what we're looking at on RIDE. Right now, breaking above 671 is our new level of support. I would be long up towards around 8 and then 875 here on RIDE. All right, then we have BLUW. Why is BLUW moving, guys? Why is BLUW right now up 170%, right? It's a low float play. We're starting to get some volume, right? We're trading 800,000 shares. On average, we trade 21, so we have great volume. The thing's gapping up 170%. It's a low float play, right? Why is BLUW moving? I don't see any news. I don't see any filings. I don't see any reason for the stock to be moving up. The only reason that I see the stock moving up is because traders are talking about it, right? It's one of the top stocks that are being talked about right now. BLUW, AMC, BB, GameStop, Tesla. Those are some of the top stocks that are circulating out there in trader world. So BLUW, just keep that in mind. Be mindful that there is no credible reason for the stock to be up 173%. But as long as the technicals hold up, as long as it doesn't just dump, as long as it gives us good A+ opportunity, let's take advantage of it, as there is a lot of hype around BLUW. But just keep in mind, there is no credible reason for BLUW to be up 172% in pre-market. So you got to be mindful of that. But as long as the technicals are there, and as long as we have good opportunity, let's take advantage of it while there's hype around it. Okay, so where can we see it go? Well, the sky's the limit. This is the highest this stock's ever been, right? The highest it's ever been. Let's go ahead and dive this into a 1-minute chart and try and identify where a good level of support is, right? Well, right off the bat, we pulled back to 24.61. So right now, right around 24.61, light support. Back down towards around 20, natural support, right? $20 would be a better level in my opinion because it's a whole number. It's a psychological whole natural number of support back down towards around $20. But right now we did put in a pre-market low right there around 24.61, right? Resistance right off those highs, right around 34. Geez, my bad, guys. My phone is blowing up. I may have to take one of those calls because I am selling my house. So we could definitely see it back up towards around $34, here on BLUW. Right now, we know we have light support down towards around 24.61, bottom support down towards around 20 bucks. The only other thing that we could do at this point in time is just run a downtrend on the play as well. So what we're looking for is a proper setup, break of the downtrend, next leg up towards around the highs. Breaking over those highs, we could see it up towards around 40, 45, and then 50 bucks. Again, the sky's the limit. We play it every $5 to the upside. Okay, so no credible reason. The stock's gapping up massively. It's a low float stock, so it could definitely rip and run. There's a lot of hype around it. There's a lot of traders talking about BLUW. So until the hype leaves, we can definitely watch BLUW. And if it sets up, definitely look to make some good profits on BLUW. So again, those are the levels. That's what we're looking at. Again, no credible reason for it to be moving on up, but we have good volume. We have a low float stock as well. Okay, moving on. Next, we have KXIN. So this morning, KXIN drops a press release. KXIN Holdings signed a binding term sheet to acquire an EV, electric vehicle manufacturer. So KXIN got a nice little pop here right out of the gate. And I actually took an $82 loss on KXIN, right? I was waiting. I was slowly averaging into this play, looking for the bounce, looking for the break. It looked like it wanted it, and then it just failed. So right now, we lost a lot of attention here on KXIN, right? Right now, I'm not a fan of it. Right now, I don't expect to see this do too much, but I do want to put it on the back burner just to see if it does get any kind of activity and attention to return to it. The only other reason I don't like it here intraday is it's another large float play. It's going to take a lot to get this going, right? It's 120 million in float, okay? Right now, it's only gapping up 9%. Right? But it has a credible reason to be gapping up, right? It has a credible reason. It's moving. It was moving. It had a lot of attention towards it. But right now, we lost a lot of attention. Why is that? Because traders are all over RIDE. Traders are all over BLUW. So with that being said, KXIN, to me, doesn't seem like this is going to be the stock that gets a lot of the hype because it's a large float play. Traders like going to the lowest float stocks. BLUW. UUU, right? UUU. YY, NRXP. So we have other plays that are much lower in flow that have credible reasons to be moving as well. So KXIN, add it to the watch list. If it does start re-breaking 360, maybe we see some volume return and some hype to get this back up towards around 408, right? Those intraday highs right around 408. But again, right now, I don't think KXIN is going to do too much. So that's going to be a back burner play, just to keep on watch to see if it does regain that 360 level. And if it does, maybe we see some activity return here on KXIN, all right? We also had ADXS this morning. So ADXS, I'm pretty sure had a press release as well, or was it filing? I think it was a filing. Yeah, it was a filing last night. It was an S4 filing for a proposed merger. So ADXS had just a little bit of hype last night. Really didn't do too much, but it did pop up, consolidated, and it broke out big this morning. But here's the thing. It's an S4 filing. It's not a hot press release, right? And right now on ADXS, it's not really doing that much, right? And it's another large float play. It's 140 million in float. So that being said, yes, it has a reason to be moving on up, but we can clearly see just looking at the chart that it doesn't really have the majority of traders. And one of those reasons, it's a large float play. And us as traders, the lower the float, the better, right? The lower the float, the bigger the spikes, the bigger the rips. The larger the float, the slower and steadier it moves. So with that being said, another back burner play just to see if this one holds above 48. If this one holds above 48, we start to see some volume move in. We could definitely see it to 56. And then back up towards around 62 cents, 63 cents there on ADXS. But again, nothing really happening right now on that play. ZOM was another one that was gapping up this morning on no news, so I don't even really want to watch ZOM. GSMG, right? I see a lot of you guys talking about GSMG. So, Glory Star announced a subscription agreement to purchase up to $10 million in ordinary shares and warrants at a fixed combined purchase price of $3.50 per share. So that's what created some hype around this play, from around 155, spiking the 250, and actually holding its gains pretty well here on GSMG. Now, what's the float on GSMG? GSMG. Trying to find the float on this play. I mean, right now it is up, not quite 50%, just a little less than 50%. But where is GSMG on our up gapper list? Can't even find it. So if anybody wants to go out there and find the float on GSMG as we're diving through some of these other plays, feel free, but I don't even see. Oh, there it is. It was right there in front of me. My goodness. GSMG, number 3 on the leaderboard. Get your shit together, Josh. Get it together today. It's a 22 million in float stock, right? So it is a lower float play. It only trades 200,000 shares a day on average. And so far, we're trading 12 million shares. So again, they're announcing a subscription agreement to purchase up to $10 million in ordinary shares and warrants at a fixed combined purchase price of $3.50. We have room to 350 looking at the daily chart, right? We actually have room all the way to 437 on GSMG. But first and foremost, we need to start breaking over 250, right? Breaking over 250, we do have some room up to 350, 4, and then our top target would be right around 437 here on GSMG. So with that being said, we want to see if this stock can break and hold above 250 to get that leg to 3 and then up towards around 350 and maybe even up towards around 437. We have a decent press release, right? We have a low float stock trading really good volume. Definitely need to be watching GSMG as one of the top 3 stocks, in my opinion. All right, so definitely one of the top 3 stocks is going to be GSMG. Okay, moving on, we got UUU, another low float play, the lowest float stock on the leaderboard right now. It's gapping up 15%. UUU trading 2 million shares on average. It trades 288, so we have high relative volume. It's a 2 million in float stock. UUU could definitely rip and run and take on off. All right, so UUU is a momentum play. It's a previous runner. This stock on Monday from around 550 starting to get some action. Yesterday got even more action towards it, and then now we are gapping up again about 15% here on UUU. What I'm watching is for UUU to hold above 736. We also have a nice little uptrend on this play as well. So if we open up, we fade, we fall, and we pull back to 376. I'm sorry, I can't even, my God, dyslexia. Woo-hoo-hoo! My dyslexia is kicking my ass today. 736, all right? If we see UUU pull back to 736, also respecting this uptrend, I still think we have some good potential on UUU, and it's a low float play. So again, I'm looking to see this stock hold above 736 support. That's also the uptrend. If we can hold above that level, I'll take it long, back up towards around these pre-market highs, and if it breaks pre-market highs, we do have some nice room up towards around 946. Anything over 946, you have $10 natural resistance, and then anything over 10, you have a lot of room to 1170. So UUU is, again, it's a prior day mover. It's been a nice, slow, steady grinder to the upside. Low float play, definitely looking good for another leg up today here on UUU. So another top play that we should be watching out of the gate, all right? So I'm watching GSMG out of the gate, right? I'm watching UUU out of the gate. We have ADTX, right? I wanted to see ADTX holding above 280, but look at that, dumping, getting a lot of, they just issued an offering on ADTX, right? So they just issued an offering at 240 a share, right? So that sucks. ADTX was something that we were looking at, but again, offering coming off the watch list, guys. Not even watching ADTX, all right? So we don't even need to watch and talk about that. We talked about SPRT. We've talked about RGC. We talked about TKAT. So those are our prior day mover stocks that we're watching. Again, TKAT, VVOS, SPRT, RGC, VRPX. We talked about these, the levels, why we're watching them. We're all set, ready to rock and roll. And then we have fresh stocks today that we're watching out of the gates. RIDE making it into the top 3. BLUW, no credible reason for the stock to be moving, but there is a lot of hype around this play, and as long as the technicals are sound and we have good opportunity, we are watching this one as well. Another top stock that we're watching out of the gate. And then we have GSMG and UUU, right? So those are the stocks that I am personally watching out of the gate today, team. Right? Not really too fond of ADXS. and I'm really not too fond of KXIN now, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and get those off the watch list, and let's clean it up, right? Eliminating the noise, right? Right now we can see KXIN is just a little bit of noise. Let's eliminate that noise, right? We have better opportunity on RIDE, on BLUW, on GSMG, and on UUU. Those are the top plays that I think we should be watching right out of the gate, followed by yesterday and prior day movers, SPRT, RGC, TKAT, VRPX, VVOS, and SPRT, like I just said. So those are the plays that I'm watching, but right out of the gate, I'm probably going to be watching BLUW, guys, right? Probably just going to be focused on BLUW right out of the gate, as this stock could really move quick and fast. I like volatile stocks. Nail the entry, take a quick little move to the upside, lock in some quick profits. I think BLUW is going to see a little bit more volatility towards it right out of the open. So that is the number one stock that I'm watching. Right at the bell is BLUW. I'm selling the Batcave. Yes, I'm selling the Batcave. Who do you use for your gappers window? So that is going to be through Trade Ideas, right? So we do have our custom scanners coded through Trade Ideas. If you guys want to sign up and get a nice little discount, you can go over to the website and actually go into our scanner section. And if you want our custom scanners, you can purchase those. But if you would like to save, I think it's 25% on your first month, you can use our partnership code with Trade Ideas to save 25%. And you can find all that on alphadaytrading.com. So once again, good morning. What's up, everybody inside the chat? Happy Thursday. Everybody on YouTube, hit me with another good morning. What's up? What's going on? What are you guys looking at? Maybe we didn't talk about it. Maybe we didn't talk about something that you guys are watching. While we have about 2 minutes to go, stocks that I'm watching for options plays, right? Stocks that I'm watching for options plays today. Facebook, Point, Airbnb, AXP, American Express, SQ, YYY, NVIDIA, CRWD, AMC, and AMD. Those are going to be some plays that I'm watching today for options, all right? AMD, I do like AMD a lot, and here's why. If you actually dial this into a 1 hour chart, what do you kind of notice here on AMD, right? What are you starting to notice a little bit here on AMD when you really take this down to say like a 1 hour chart? You see the stock obviously ripping. Stock starts to pull back, finds support, and it bounces. Cracks below that level of support, regains, pulls back to that level of support, and we're starting to see a little bit of this U-shape. We do have a nice little downtrend that we can draw right across these highs as well, right? So what kind of setup could that possibly be on the higher time frame on AMD, right? It could be a possible cup and handle, but I see a downtrend as resistance versus flat top resistance. So if we really zoom in and we really look at AMD here, we can see that we have more of this downtrend resistance versus flat top resistance. So to me, that looks like a little bit of a inverted head and shoulders formation. Big U-shape, lower low, U-shape back up, higher low U-shape with what we would call the neckline, right? That orange line, that downtrend being a little bit of a neckline. Looking to see if, AMD can break that downtrend today. We do have room back up towards around 111.27. And if we really break out and really confirm, and this is a strong break, I think we could definitely see this back up towards around 115 would be our next target here on AMD. Now, do I think that could happen today? I don't know. Anything can happen in the market, but definitely over the next week, 100%. So AMD is probably one of my favorite setups that I've come across. And definitely AMD is one of the top stocks that I'm watching for options here today. And you can even see a little bit of that pattern here on the daily chart as well, right? You can see that low, lower low, a little bit of a higher low with the downtrend, looking to see if we can break for that next leg up to the upside here on AMD. So we have about 10 seconds to go. Number one stock that I'm watching, once again, out of the gate to start is going to be BLUW. All right, so right now, ding, 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 we are live. So let me go ahead and get my beautiful face out of here. You can see my P&L. Again, on the day, I'm currently down about 80 bucks. Currently down about 80 bucks. Again, I'm watching UUU all the way back down towards around that 736. I definitely think if UUU can continue just to pull back a little bit more, right down into that level, also tag the uptrend, I think we see a nice little pop here on UUU. So I'm definitely watching that one. Don't get me wrong, I'm watching SPRT as well. SPRT, definitely getting that nice big breakout, a little bit of that cup and handle formation. SPRT has a lot of room to 1684 as long as it stays above 15 bucks, guys. So as long as SPRT is above 15, you have room to 1684 and then room to 20 bucks. Nice, thank you, Beth. Yeah, so okay, cool. So that makes a lot of sense on why BLUW is getting a little bit of action towards it. Right on, Beth. Coming in clutch. Right now, RIDE had that key level of resistance right around that 671, right? So right around that 671, they're on RIDE. And right now, we are slightly breaking above it. So that was a prior bounce play on the daily chart. And then when we cracked below it, we retested it as resistance. So like that 670 is a key level here on RIDE. And again, RIDE has a lot of room all the way up towards like 787, guys. So RIDE has a lot of great room up towards around 787. What's BLUW doing? BLUW right now not doing too much. GSMG not doing too much. UUU still pulling back towards around that 736, so I'm keeping that one on watch. Again, I like SPRT, guys. I mean, right now, SPRT opening above 15, pushing up to 1580, pulling back to 15. Again, SPRT has a lot of great potential to the upside, right? SPRT has a lot of great potential to the upside here. So right now we're only 5 minutes in, right? I'm still just waiting for like the best of the best opportunity. Do I want to chase SPRT right now? I want to wait to actually see it set on up, right? Give us a great opportunity. I mean, TKAT got a huge pop to it. Look at that. TKAT. Huge pop to it. Right out of the gate from 10 all the way up towards around 11.17. Now, what were we looking at here on TKAT, right? We were just looking to see this play get back above that 11.17 level. We have room back to 12, 12.50 to 12.70, and then all the way to like 14 bucks. So right now, TKAT is the first stock that we were watching with a halt, right? So right now, TKAT is on I watch, guys. So I got TKAT off to the side. This one will be live at 9:40:13. So we still got about 4 minutes to go here on TKAT, right? Still got about 4 minutes to go. Right now, just looking for the entry on RIDE. Right now, just looking for the entry on RIDE. And again, I see this having room up towards around that 775-ish, right? I'm actually going to go 775 on that play. I'd say up towards around like 775, which is about $1 to the upside. Again, just looking for a few candles to pull back here. I mean, it is staying above that 90 EMA. There is some activity behind RIDE. It is a larger float play, so it's slower and steadier, right? Slower and steadier play. BLUW just got halted to the downside. Look at that, yep. So right now, I'm really watching RIDE for a possible entry coming on up, and then SPRT as well, but this one's starting to crack that $15 level. So right now, I like RIDE the most. So right now, I like RIDE. I think this one has some great potential to the upside. Again, we do have that 670 support on RIDE, so I'm just waiting to see where this one's going to level off at for a possible entry coming on up here on RIDE. Sean, thoughts on swinging SPRT? Right now, it's a little too early to tell if SPRT is a good swing trade, right? We're only about 8 minutes into the day. So right now, it's a little too early to tell if SPRT would be a good swing trade. But again, as far as taking it intraday, maybe throwing stops below 14 bucks, risk $1. I mean, it does have room to 20 if it breaks over the all-time highs of 1684. So again, your top target on SPRT would be those all-time highs of 1684, but breaking over that level, you do have a lot of room to run up towards around 20 bucks. Right now, no entries for me this morning. Nothing that I like right out of the gate. Still just looking for the best opportunity, the best setup, guys. Game of patience. Right now, we have TKAT going to be live in the next minute. You have RIDE retesting that 670 level. And the unhalt time for TKAT is 9:40:13. So about, less than a minute to go. So we're getting ready to take our attention back on over to RIDE. So here we go. TKAT will be live very, very soon. Here we go. We got about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Live. And we got the gap up. washed right out to the halt level. Right, it gapped up and spiked right into that 1196 resistance. So again, that was a quick little trade. If you had limit orders ready for the halt, you got filled. I mean, it moved really quick though. It moved really quick there. So I like RIDE. I'm grabbing 100 shares of RIDE, guys. I do like the opportunity and the potential that RIDE has. Back over 7, I think we have some room to 774 on RIDE. It pulled back, retested, held that 670 level. My stops right now, very nice tight stop, right around like 658. So I'm not risking too much on this play. Looking to see if we do get that proper reversal for that possible leg on up here on RIDE. It's a larger float play. It's not really going to break and rip or dump and, stop me out quickly. Again, it's a larger float play, slower and steady. Definitely something ideal for the small account. And again, it popped up out of the gate, pulled back right to that key level, 670, looking for a new high, right? Just looking for a new little high here on RIDE. TKAT is still trying to hold above that halt level right around like 1130-ish. Right around like 1130, you got TKAT trying to hold above. If TKAT breaks 12, you have room about 50 to 70 cents to the upside. Not a lot, about 50 to 70 cents to the upside there on TKAT. Right now it's breaking over that high. It has another 50 to 70 cents in it, but again, that's where you have to take profit. But now if we break over yesterday's highs, that's when we can see TKAT rip all the way to 1448. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's put RIDE off to the side. I can manage this one. Let's go ahead and throw TKAT up on the live stream. Again, we have room to yesterday's highs right around 1250 to 1270 there. New high, there it is. Boom. You got room to 1448. You have room to 1448 here. Right now, it's going to get halted right there, about 13 bucks though. $12.99, looking like it's going to get halted, guys. BLUW's live, and BLUW is trying to hold above that 2461, but this is a riskier play, guys. It'll move really quick. If it does crack below that 2461, it has room to fall all the way down towards around 20 bucks there. Right now, top stocks. You got TKAT halted again. This one has room to $14.48. $14.48 there. RGC's not doing anything today. SPRT's moving, right? SPRT, quick pop, pulled back, quick pop again. As long as SPRT is holding above 15, guys, you do have that room to 1684 on SPRT. Anything over 1684, those are those all-time highs. You do have room up towards around $20. So right now, you do have TKAT halted. This is the number one stock that traders are looking at. BLUW is cracking that level of support. GSMG is doing nothing. UUU is doing nothing. SPRT is probably the second stock that you guys should be watching, up towards around that 1684. And then you do have a larger float stock, RIDE, that could slowly grind up towards around $7.74. Seen a couple messages about COTY. Yeah, COTY is up off earnings today, guys. COTY getting a nice little pop off earnings, currently up about 14% or $1 per share. COTY does have room up towards around those prior highs, right around like 1039. They're on COTY. But right now, we do have some resistance right around that 950-ish level. So trading above 950, yeah, you could definitely see COTY up towards around 10 and then 1039 there on COTY. For sure, for sure. Definitely, we'll keep COTY on watch. Again, that one's up off earnings. Still watching RIDE for a new high a day for that leg up towards around 774. And I'm sure you guys are watching TKAT, unhalt time. TKAT, you're looking at 9:48:06. You got about a minute 30 to go here on TKAT before this one goes live. Right now, TKAT, there's COTY getting that pop over 950. Right on up towards around 10 bucks. Got RIDE trying to go for a high a day here. RIDE slowly trying to get some hype towards it. Let's see if it has some strength to get a new high day. If so, we can continue to see RIDE slow and steady up towards around that 775 level, guys. GSMG, not even worth your time, in my opinion. Not even worth your time. UUU starting to be just like the other one. Really not worth your time. Right now, you're really just watching TKAT, SPRT, COTY, and RIDE. But nothing's really, I mean, TKAT is the one taking on off. It got damn close to that 1448, guys. Pretty damn close to that 1448. But right now, you're definitely starting to see this pull back just a little bit. So be careful on TKAT. This stock has been just screaming to the upside. Almost into that 1448. Right now, just wait for the pullback, right? Wait for the pullback. The stock just went from around 11 to $14 without really seeing any kind of consolidation, any kind of pullback. Be patient. Wait for the stock to consolidate and wait for the stock to pull back a little bit, guys. And RIDE is one of those that I have to be patient with it, right? I know Corey was like, fuck being patient. Take those profits quick. Just lock them in. Now, 16 bucks, 10 bucks, lock it in. I'm going to try and be patient one more time. I'm going to try and be patient with my trade on RIDE because I do see potential to 774. And I'll take half. Or I'll take half. I'll get stops at break even. And if it's strong enough, maybe it breaks 774 and it does have room up towards around 875, right? So I'm trying to be as patient as possible with RIDE to capitalize on maybe that dollar move to the upside. UUU is starting to not be worth your time to even watch it. So UUU right now is below that little uptrend. I don't know where the hell that uptrend came from. There's the uptrend. It didn't look right on the 1 minute chart, but we are right there around that trend line still. So we are right there at that 736. So do watch UUU above 736, guys. I do suggest watching UUU above 736. If we base, if we level, we consolidate, that's a level that's holding. We do have room to 850 and then 950, guys. RIDE, new high a day. This is going to be a slow, steady play, but it's okay. I like slow, steady for the small account. That's fine. For a trade like this, slow and steady is okay. BLUW for a reversal, I mean, support's all the way back down at 20 bucks. So when we're looking at reversals, we want reversals to form at or near a level of support. Well, right now, support's still about $3.50 away. So I don't know if I'd be too interested in trying to touch BLUW right now. Good stuff, Skylar. Nice. Absolutely. Good work. Congratulations. Nice profit there. Got about 80, 85 bucks on that trade. Nice little base hit trade for you. Good stuff. So right now, there's nothing like super interesting. Like, do I want to touch SPRT right here? Probably not. It's at the highs, right? Probably don't want to touch it right here. UUU. It's below that 736. I think UUU is done for right now. I'm taking that off the watch list. Right now, I'm managing RIDE. You know, I'm just RIDE slow and steady, slow and steady. I'm in at 687, so I'm down here. He could pull back a little bit lower, hit the trend line, and then push on up. So still working RIDE here. It's slow and steady to the upside. COTY, again, you have that 960 level or that 950 level of support. So even if you missed the first one, popped up to 995. Right now, it just pulled back towards around 950. And it popped up a good little 13 cents there. I mean, you do have room back to retest the highs of 995. Let's look at some options. Do we have anything setting up in the options world? All right, we're about 22 minutes in. Facebook, anything there? Now, if it holds above 367, I think Facebook could slowly grind to 373 in the coming weeks. I think Nvidia has room to 225. So right now, nothing too hot, nothing too crazy. Again, the market's not like just on fire today, but we do have some decent opportunity. You know, RIDE is decent. RIDE is still working on out, so I'm glad I was able to grab RIDE. And you know, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of holding forever, but at the same time, I want to lock in profits. I mean, it's not a big profit. It's like 30 bucks, but I mean, small account profits. I mean, hey, 30 bucks, 30 bucks, especially in a market that's been choppy lately. So if this one doesn't break back above 720, I'll probably just go ahead and lock in what profits I have and just call it a base hit. I do think it could pull back a little bit more towards my entry, and if that's the case, I could always rebuy the dip and take it for another leg on up. So right now, I'll give it a chance here to see if it can pop right back above 720 and hold. If it does start coming back down, I think it'll come back down towards the VWAP, which is right around my cost basis, to where I might as well lock in what little profit I have on the small account. And then look to maybe rebuy a dip or something like that. So right now I'm going to be patient with it, see if it keeps pushing a new high a day. Right now, a quick little pop back to 720. Let's see if it breaks high a day here. If it breaks high a day, I'll still hold it. All right, new high day. I'm still holding it. Now we're getting some action. Back below like 720 from the buyers. That's where I get out. Now we're playing every 10. We're getting some hype here now. We're getting some hype here now on RIDE. So right now, I'm not too concerned to get out of it now. I mean, that was a nice, big, solid push. So right now, we're still looking pretty good. Prior high, prior resistance was right there around 719. Closing back below 719. Probably just go ahead and take the profits that I have. Right now, I still want to work with it because we do have a lot of nice attention towards RIDE right now, and we still have another 30 cents to the upside we can go. We still have room to about 775 here. Right now, I'm just managing it. Right now, if we drop back below, I would say I'm going to just, trim every 10 cents. Every 10 cents, I bring stops up. So right now that we're breaking over 740, if I see it come back below like 730, I'll lock in my profit, guys. Got to be quick to lock in profits in this market. RIDE is looking good. Let's see if we can pop up to around like maybe 750 here. A lot of selling on the time and sales, though, guys. There's a lot of profit taking right now in RIDE. I'm going to go ahead and lock it up. So, nice little base hit. Nice little base hit trade from 687 to 737. So, again, from 687 to 737, 8%. Nothing crazy. But I'm going to just go ahead and lock it up, guys. Right, it's already moved about 50 cents or more without pulling back. That's my rule when a stock moves more than 50 cents. Without pulling back, I lock in profits. Again, locking it in too soon. But again, hey, green's green, right? Green is green. Exactly, Casey. I could have held longer. I mean, it just hit target. Yep. So if I was just a little bit more patient, definitely would have hit target right there. So it's all good. 50 bucks is 50 bucks on the small account. I could have given half of that back, right? It ripped. It ran right to the target. That's perfect. That's beautiful. But I went ahead and just locked it up. Nate, absolutely. We got Nate making profits over on YouTube. We got Casey and everybody in chat making some good profits there as well. Good stuff, guys. Nice little base hit trade on the small account there on RIDE. And it was only 100 shares, right? It was only a little 100 shares. Time to turn to options. Yeah, do we got any options opportunity? AMD anything? Not really. AMC slowly grinded to the upside. Wade in at 681, out at 721. Good job, Wade, locking in some consistent profits, team. Some consistent profits. Good stuff. System Secure, 300 bucks on Ride. Wager, 60 bucks on Ride. Absolutely. Hey, Tyler pulled in 771 on Ride. Good job, guys. Not only do we have big-time profits over on YouTube, we got some big-time profits here inside of chat. Congratulations, team. Nice, solid trade, right? Not FOMOing into TKAT, not buying the top of SPRT, but looking for a good setup. Nice pullback right into the 670, grabbing the entry, and just slow and steady to the upside. Nate, 70 bucks. Adam, 264. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Ow! Man, you guys make me want to leave the stream open. God, you guys get me fired up. I'm fired up for you guys. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Do we have any opportunity on COTY right now? Back below 950. Could definitely pull back to 9. Not the best. RIDE is definitely the one stock that we should be watching. BLUW, this one's done for. This one's done for, guys. Take it off your watch list. Get it out of here. We don't want to watch you. You fading, you falling. RGC, nothing going on there. TKAT, still trying to figure itself out. So right now we just sit back and relax. Classic backfire, 300 bucks on Ride. Still have a fourth. Good stuff. You left a runner there on the table. Good stuff, guys. Congrats. So I tell you what, I'll leave the stream open for a little bit longer, guys. Maybe another like 30-ish minutes or so. If you guys go to Google and you leave us a review if you made profits. Even if you didn't make profits, go fucking leave us a review. Why not? You guys are here. You guys like the stream. All you have to do is go to Google, type in Alpha Day Trading, right? And then right off here to the right, you'll see reviews. You can leave a review and just post the profits that you made. Post what you like about the stream, right? Leave a review. Hey, I might leave the stream open for a little bit longer. You never know. Dwayne, quick 40 bucks on a small account on RIDE. Good work. Team, come on. Don't leave me hanging. Let's go. Let's get those profits and profits chat. What are you guys doing? I'm not sure, Skylar. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's 1 or a million. I'm not sure if there's a limit on how many you could leave. I'm not sure. One last little scan through options world. AMD, guys. I would be watching AMD. AMD's that really nice reversal setup, right? So AMD has a lot of great potential. I wouldn't really say it's going to hit targets today or tomorrow. I mean, it definitely could. We know AMD could definitely rip to the upside. We've seen $2, $3, $4 moves in a day on AMD. But with that being said, I definitely think by like next Friday, definitely next week, we could definitely see AMD ripping back up into the 115s, guys. So definitely watch, high watch on AMD. Yeah, exactly. What's up with that? We got 62 viewers and only 13 likes. And I've seen, 20, 30 people posting profits. What's up with that? Skylar coming in clutch, though. Skylar always supporting. Appreciate you. Chad got 80 bucks on Ryan, 120 on SPRT. Woohoo! Nice. Gonzo, how far out do you usually look at options? Well, if it's a day trade, I'll trade the weeklies, right? So if I'm day trading an option, right, I'll day trade the weekly expiration. But if I think that there's maybe a week window to be right, so like AMD, for example, right? AMD, I would think of like maybe a swing trade, right? And I think we could hit target by next Friday. Definitely by the end of next week. So would I go next Friday's expiration? No. I would still want to give myself an extra week to be right. So I wouldn't trade this week's expiration. I wouldn't trade next week. I would go out 15 days until expiration. And those are the contracts that I would be trading on AMD, right? If I think that I can hit target by next week, I would go one extra week out, and those are the options that I'd be looking at. So I'd be looking at the September 10th options on AMD, for example. Nice, Tracy, 93 bucks on Ride. Thank you. Absolutely, good stuff. So right now it's trying to identify the next best opportunity. Right now it's just, we're just identifying where the next best opportunity is. Right, and I still think RIDE has a lot of great opportunity, guys. RIDE has a lot of great opportunity. Cornelius, hey! 70 bucks on Ride, thanks, bro. First profit, brand new trader. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Gonzo, why do you think AMD is going to reverse? Well, let's go ahead and break this down. You can't really see it on a daily. I mean, you can, but we'll throw it into a 4-hour chart. I'll show you guys why. Not only did we pull back to the 61.8 fib, but what kind of pattern, what kind of technical setup do we appear to be forming on AMD? Obviously, we have that big rip to the upside, right? The stock pulled back to support and bounced. Lost that level of support, bounced. Regained that level of support. Starting to see a bounce, right? You're starting to see another U-shape. We can draw a downtrend on this. So we can put our downtrend right there. We can connect it right there. We can connect it again yesterday, right there. So what is this? A little bit of a left shoulder, a little bit of a head, a little bit of a right shoulder, right? That's an inverted head and shoulders formation, an inverse head and shoulders. That's a reversal pattern. So again, you got the drop, the bounce, the lower low, the bounce, and then the higher low back above support with an established neckline. This stock breaking the neckline, we definitely could see it run back up towards around 111.27. You may see a slight rejection and a pullback before you get that leg up towards that 115 resistance next there on AMD. So again, that's what I see. Nothing's ever 100%, right? Nothing's 100%. But again, if we do see that support hold and we see some volume move in for the break at that neckline, we could definitely see AMD take on off. So that's what I see on AMD. And that's why I think AMD has some good potential. Let's see if it can break, right? Today, we could definitely start to see this break up towards around 111, right? If we close strong today on AMD up over 110, around 111, I think we see some action tomorrow, possibly pushing this up to like 115 if we get a strong break today. But again, it could definitely take another week for this to fully play itself out to get to the 115s. Yep. RIDE went right up into the 50 SMA. So right around that 780, we popped right to the 50 SMA, breaking the 50 SMA, breaking $8 resistance. Your next target would be 875 here on RIDE. But right now, you're just waiting for the stock to pull back, level off somewhere, and set up for you. That's it. Right now, you're just looking for the pullback, the level, let it settle on off, and then look to buy the dip for the next leg up. So right now on RIDE, 719 is not a terrible level, right? We had some resistance right there around 719. That's when we really started breaking on out. We are seeing a slight double bottom, and one thing you can see as well is you do have your uptrend right there. So right there at 720 wasn't a bad little entry, right? Pulling back to the breakout level to prior resistance also happens to be this nice uptrend right around that 719. I do think that's a good level for the next leg up to 775. So again, you could look to maybe grab, 60 cents out of this, right? Putting your stops below 7. That's putting you right at a 2-to-1 setup. So then you just build your plan around risking 25 cents, right? So build your plan and get the correct sizing based on losing maybe 25 cents, 30 cents at most. And you do have room to grab 60 cents out of the play. So again, risking 30 to make 60, that is a 2-to-1 minimum setup. Now you just have to build your plan around that 30 cents of risk to make sure that you don't exceed the dollar amount that you want to risk on the trade. Right now, I would, be waiting, kind of see how this candle looks. Maybe taking like a starter position, right? Not going full size, maybe just scaling into this one. And if we really start to see that volume move in and it's popping, scaling a little bit more, still have a nice cost basis to where you can risk underneath 7 for that leg on up here on RIDE. I made 200% yesterday on DKNG on you calling it out. Tried to analyze it, but cannot see why. So what I saw on DKNG yesterday, I was looking at DKNG. I was looking at the break over the prior day highs. That was it. So this stock had a nice big day on Tuesday. Nice big day. Put in resistance right around 56.87. Right, so breaking over the prior day, that shows strength for the next leg into the next target. So it was that simple, right? Drawing resistance across those highs, and we can see that we had a lot of resistance right around. You can actually bring it down a little bit, right around like 56.82. Resistance. A lot of pre-market resistance. We broke over that level right out of the gate, and then that to me showed strength for the leg on up towards around $60, and stops were underneath 56. Right, so stops are underneath that consolidation low. So again, you're risking about $1 here on this play to make 3. It was a 3-to-1 setup. We had a lot of great strength on the daily chart, right? We had increased volume each and every day, getting back above the 200 SMA as well. That to me showed strength. Increased volume on the daily, breaking back above the 200 SMA. Opening up yesterday, breaking above the prior day high. Low risk, good reward, worked out beautifully. So that was all pure technicals on my part. That was all pure technicals is why I was watching DKNG yesterday. Right now, I'm not crazy interested on really anything at this point in time. Nothing's really like screaming, you know, trade me, trade me, trade me, Josh. Right now, I'm just kind of sitting back and just being the sideline trader right now. Just really just sitting on the sidelines looking. We do have UNAM currently hitting our breakout scanner. Right now, I don't see any news here. This is a pure dead cat bounce, right? Light volume pop. It says massive volume, but it's not really, I mean, massive volume in comparison to its average volume. But again, it's really only traded today 50,000 shares, and it's a little bit of a dead cat bounce off very low volume. So do not trade that. We got VRAR starting to get some action towards it. So VRAR is starting to hit our breakout scanner. This stock had popped up towards around 1034 in pre-market, and right now it's starting to get a little bit of activity towards it. It's a newer IPO play, right? Pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, trying to get back above that 20 EMA. So right now you do have VRAR trying to get a little bit of attention towards it, but again, you know, pretty risky play. There's no reason for this to be really moving on up. It is trading, you know, 220,000 shares so far. AMD cup and handle, it could definitely be a nice little intraday cup and handle formation, right? Nice big U shape back up to the highs. Starting to pull back a little bit. Absolutely. You know, if this one breaks over the highs and puts in a new high, we got to break that downtrend too, though. So you got to be mindful of that higher time frame downtrend on AMD, right? So yeah, a possible intraday cup and handle, but also notice that you may see some resistance right around that higher time frame downtrend there on AMD. So I love you guys on YouTube. I love you. I love you a lot. But I got to give my undivided attention to the team inside of chat. So we did our free stream this week on Tuesday. All right. So next week, someday during the week, we will be hosting another free live stream session for the day. Again, you never know. Could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You never know. But again, I have to give my undivided attention to the team. They are my main priority during the day, guys. So I did keep the stream open for a little bit. Was looking to see if we had any other opportunity for you guys, right? For a final alert, a final trade before we jumped off the stream. I did not see anything, but congratulations to all traders that were locking in some great profits on RIDE. Lock in those profits. Keep those profits, right? It's all about capital preservation. Hold on to your profits. Don't give them back. If you're up today and you've hit and exceeded your goal, walk away, enjoy your day, come back tomorrow. And I will see you bright and early at what time? 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, baby. Here on YouTube for our free pre-market commentary session. Woo-hoo-hoo! So, Angel said, I'll be signing up soon. I know Skylar definitely wants to sign up. Guys, if you want to sign up, right? Don't get limited to just 30 minutes. Let's rock and roll all day, every freaking day. I love trading, guys. I love working with you. Be smart. Be safe. Keep crushing it in the market. Like Skylar said, be blessed. Stay blessed, guys. And I will see each and every one of you back here tomorrow morning, either on TikTok at 8 o'clock in the morning or here on YouTube right at 9 o'clock. Have a phenomenal day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Cashman, the ask is really more than what you... Okay, so Josh, when the bid is 30 cents on an options contract, does that show how much it costs? So when the bid's 30 cents, so that's what someone's willing to buy, right? So on an options contract, if you see a bid at 30 cents, that's what someone's willing to pay for the contract. But if someone, like the ask, if the ask is 50 cents, that's what someone's willing to sell their contract for. So if you want to buy that contract immediately, you have to buy at the ask, right? You have to buy it at 50 cents, right? But if you want to place a bid to buy lower than 50 cents, then you would place a bid at, say, like 35 cents, 40 cents. But you will not get filled until someone's willing to sell to you at that price. So if you want to get in immediately, you're not getting in at the bid, you're getting in at the ask. Just like Cashman said. He hit it on the head. So right now, I still don't really see anything worth getting involved with, guys. I really don't. COTY, maybe. RIDE, not really. Crack the uptrend. RGC, not doing much today. TKAT is consolidating above that 12. No, it is consolidating above 12 bucks. We'll keep this on watch to see if it can regain, like that 12.50, 12.70, which was yesterday's highs. But right now, it's still the same. We get some quick early morning rips with penny stocks, and then we see a lot of shit fade. We really do. And then we see things maybe pick back up around lunch, right? We've seen a few lunchtime movers, and then towards the end of the day. Right now, I don't think we're missing anything. Right now, I'd say TKAT. We should definitely watch this. We are watching SPRT, but it's very choppy, right? It's very choppy, slow and steady to the upside, but pretty choppy today. Did VVOS ever do anything? Nope. RGC, we've been watching that. And then VRPX. Hey, I mean, VRPX got to 21. Right, we had VRPX target from 18 to 20 and then 21.61, and that one just hit all targets. So I know we weren't even watching VRPX, but if you guys were watching VRPX, we talked about it this morning in our pre-market commentary session about, being over 18 with that room to 20 and then 21.61. So if you nailed that, congrats. Now VRPX, this one starts breaking over the highs in 22. I mean, this bad boy has room up towards around 25.40. 25, actually, I'm going to throw you at like 25.33, 25.30-ish, right there on VRPX. Did ride pull all the way back? Yeah, it did. I mean, entry the target. I mean, right to target, too. And then right at target, everybody's moving on in. Selling, 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 selling. Might even see it go red on the day, guys. You may see it go red on the day. It already popped up the target, right? You may see it continue to sell on off now.